Hello, my name's Ben,
And my name's Josh.
and welcome back to FPL Graduates, and welcome back to another video off the back of what was a tough game week for a lot of FPL managers. A lot of low scores, potentially a lot of panic, but we're going to be going through our transfer targets for this week.
Yeah, a few people will be looking to ship on some of these players. So we'll be taking a look at 5 players that we think you should be considering for your FPL teams.
So, first of all, we're going to go to the Brighton defence, which has proved to be, over the first 3 game weeks, a reliable source of clean sheets and defensive stability, despite Graham Potter signing 7 players and not having even used them yet. He's still gone and got some clean sheets there. Joel Veltman is the guy we are looking ahead at, 4.5 million, so he's really, really cheap, and a way of freeing up funds if you guys are looking to go off those premium defensive assets.
Yeah, Brighton, as Ben mentioned, been one of the best defensive teams. Only conceded 1 goal so far this season. That was to Man United, and it was an own goal. So they're actually yet to concede from the opponent's team so far. So doing really well. Joel Veltman, a nice little differential. As Ben mentioned, a lot of people are hopping off those premium defences. Personally, I think you shouldn't be. But if you want to downgrade, say, Robertson and free up the funds to move it into midfield, etc., Joel Veltman's a great little placeholder in that defence. He covers Sanchez as well. If Sanchez has been getting a lot of bonus points as well as clean sheets, so he gets bonus points too. 2 bonus points in both their clean sheets games shows that he's, not just a 6-pointer. He can get some more points on top of that. So moving on to the next defender on our transfer targets list, it is Ivan Perisic. Obviously, he came and started in game week 3 for the first time so far this season. I owned him last week. Assist, a clean sheet, get subbed off early as well. It's almost like a dream scenario if you was owning a defender. Played really well, and I think one of the key things to note with Ivan Perisic is his average position. He's literally a left winger if you look at his average position compared to everyone else in the Spurs team. What was your thoughts on Perisic, Ben, as we went to see him?
Yeah, I thought he was fantastic and outstanding in terms of his positioning and attacking threat going forward. The only caveat that I'd go with for Perisic is over the next 2 or 3 fixtures, we're going to see rotation, and Spurs playing 3 games in a matter of 7 days. I don't expect Perisic to be starting every single one of them. So it's worth bearing that in mind if you're sort of a manager that likes the nailed on 90-minute defenders for each fixture, because with Perisic, I don't think we'll get that. But it may outweigh it due to the fact he gets he's got potential to get so many double-digit hauls. Okay, so next up, we're going for a team that has been a little bit of a surprise for us, but the signings that they've made, that it's been fantastic. In terms of their transfer window, and it's proving on the pitch. And Jack Harrison is one of the players who was in last season and has already matched his assist total for last season this season. His expected assist is phenomenal. It's absolutely through the roof, one of the best in the league. And if we're looking at Leeds' fixtures, they're looking really tasty as well. One of the best fixture runs over the next 5 in the league.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Obviously, a lot of people are hopping on Rodrigo, and for obvious reasons. 1 assist so far this season. He seems to be playing up front now, obviously with Bamford potentially injured. So there is reason there, but he is also 6.3. You are going to have to pay a pretty penny for him. Jack Harrison, though, he's yet to blank this season. 1 goal, 3 assists. He's played really, really well. I'm surprised his ownership is at 2.6%. I think if I was choosing any Leeds midfielder, I would look towards Harrison. He's on set pieces as well. He's going to really tick over nicely, especially, like Ben said, with those upcoming fixtures. So, moving on to our next midfielder. And I think we've had a Man City every single week so far, and they have all returned so far. So, it's looking good. Bernardo Silva obviously came back into the side and played his first 90 minutes of the season against Newcastle, and he made a great impact, getting a goal and an assist in his first start. Only played 127 minutes this season. I think the rumours of him leaving now are sort of vanishing, and we're going to see Bernardo Silva involved in the first team a lot more going forward. I thought he was absolutely brilliant against Newcastle. Ben, did you watch the game?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was difficult not to be outstanding in terms of attacking output for Manchester City. They scored 3 goals at Newcastle away, which is no easy feat at all. They are a fantastic looking team this season. I think Bernardo could go on and reach some good heights in terms of FPL returns. I do think there are better options in that midfield, but if you don't have the cash to go up to sort of a Gundogan or better, then I think Bernardo Silva is a perfect budget City option. So next up, again, we're going to Brighton for their good fixtures and their good start to the season. We're going for Danny Welbeck, and over the past 3 game weeks, he's looked really dangerous for a 6.5 million option. There's a plethora of 6.5 million options really in that striking position, and in and around that prize point, you've got Tony, you've got Mitrovic, and you've got this guy Danny Welbeck. His expected assist has been great for a striker. I'd be a little bit wary of his expected goals, but you know, it's a great sort of differential punt if you're going for it, especially with the next four fixtures coming up with the likes of sort of Bournemouth and Leicester coming up in the next 5.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely a form and fixtures kind of player right now. He's getting some assists. Brighton don't tend to score a lot of goals as he, so the XG is probably quite expected. I think if you have a look at a lot of their players, their XG is going to be quite low. But he is getting amongst the returns. He's got obviously 2 assists so far this season. He's really, really low differential, and I don't think you could pick 4 fixtures better for an attacking side than those first 4 that they have in Gameweek 4. They're really good. Leicester are terrible defensively at the minute. I think they've conceded the most chances in the league so far this season. So, yeah, really nice differential. And like Ben mentioned, you could easily hop off him if you're not feeling it after maybe a couple games to Mitrovic or to Tony if you have the money to upgrade there as well.
Okay, so that rounds off some of the transfer targets. I'm going to rattle through just 1 or 2 that, for me, I'm personally looking at. Again, it's the £5 million midfielder slot that I'm like debating whether I will move or not. Miggy Almiron is definitely a consideration at Newcastle. He's looked pretty decent. His expected goals and assists look good as well. Granit Xhaka is one that Josh should sort of put out there last week. He got an assist and he's looking like he's a little bit more attacking than usual. I'll let Josh just speak on him just a little bit.
Yeah, so obviously he was in our transfer targets video last week, and I mentioned how Mikel Arteta is almost replicating that system at Manchester City that we're seeing, with Gundogan and De Bruyne pushing further forward and supporting the main number 9 as almost shadow strikers, I guess you could say. Xhaka is not necessarily doing with similar with Gundogan, but he is pushing forward more, and we are seeing him get a few more assists. Against Leicester, an assist against Bournemouth, and against these low oppositions like Fulham next week, I think he is worth the punt if you have that £5 million slot still in your team. Obviously, it's a bit of a sticky price point because there aren't great options there. But, if you've still got Bailey or if you're trying to hop off on that £5 million bandwagon, I think Granit Xhaka, in my opinion, is the best option at that price.
Okay, and yes, that rounds up the video as well for you guys. Who are your transfer targets heading into the next game week? It's certainly going to be a game week that is interesting. A lot of the big teams have favourable home fixtures as well. So as usual, remember to like, comment and subscribe and follow us on all of our socials. And as per usual, I've been Ben.
I've been Josh.
And we'll see you guys
later. Have a good game week, everyone.